We're with Kevin from Candi TV. This looks a very, very impressive stand, very media driven. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're here today because generally we deal on a national level, so it's quite interesting for us to be able to come and see organisations that have a local presence and to see if there's anything we can do for them with mobile interactive technologies. So mobile apps, whether that's web-based or smartphone-based, right the way through to using a standard mobile phone to interact with big screens. The types of work we've undertaken this year at some major events, Download Festival, the Hard Rock Festival and a few others, where hundreds of thousands of people at an event all dialing a unique telephone number and being able to interact and take part in quizzes and games in between live acts like AC/DC and Paul McCartney on stage. So getting the audience engaged and interacting in between.
It's absolutely awesome, isn't it? Because I suppose you do the same with Twitter as well. I mean, I've been to events where they've had a Twitter stream running, and I suppose that's the sort of thing you do.
Yeah, absolutely, but more interactive than that. So one event we're running at the moment, actually, you can tweet to vote. So you can text in, you can dial in, and you can tweet in to vote. This is as part of a stadium campaign. So inside a stadium, it's who's the loudest tweeting or texting or phone call side of the ground. So that's quite a big campaign underway. We also do work with a lot of text messaging. So we've got a campaign underway at the moment with Newcastle United Football Club. So just lots and lots of different types of interactivity, covering a broad cross section of clients, which is why today's interesting, because it is bringing in organisations from that broad cross section.
Stoke-on-Trent based company, so it's exciting, I suppose, that we've got somebody like yourself that's at the cutting edge of this, because this is kind of a new thing, isn't it? It's only been around for a couple of years, and you seem as if you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is difficult, actually. Being honest with you, being based in Stoke-on-Trent, unless you've got Silicon Valley on your address or London, then some companies don't take you quite as seriously. They just think that because it's come from Stoke-on-Trent, it can't be that innovative or new. But we've got several patent-pending technologies here, and some of the stuff just blows away the organisations we're dealing with. Some of the marketing agencies based in London, they come to us every time because they know they're going to get bleeding-edge technology. So.
How can this help, a sort of, in a business perspective? Because this be adapted to a local business in some way? Is there ways that you can sort of get the workforces engaged and this, that and the other?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the growth of the mobile sector. I mean, the top guys at Google and the leaders in our industry, they're predicting this is going to be bigger than the growth of the mobile phone industry, bigger than the internet itself, because everybody carries a mobile phone now, and the ratio of people actually making calls compared to using their phones for other things now, like texting, like using them to access the web and smart applications, the rate of growth is just staggering. And we're at the forefront of that. For local businesses, we can be optimising their websites for mobile content, so people can use their mobile phones to access websites and be able to view those easily and use those easily.
So Kevin, we were talking, weren't we, how could this be adapted into a local business? But you've just told me something there about an app that you're working on for somebody like myself who likes to go in for a beer.
Yep.
I'm sitting there, I don't quite like what's on the screen, and I can change it.
Yeah, I mean the brewery industry, the pub sector has been struggling. The price of alcohol going up, smoking ban, etc. So we've actually developed an app that we think can help reinvigorate the sector, and that's to help people when they come into the pub to entertain them. And the app that we've developed is something you can open on your handset just by scanning a QR code, which is printed onto a beer mat. That opens up the app, and within the app you can select jukebox as one option, which then you select a track and it plays on the screen in the pub. There's various other options on there, like you can place a bet, you can play the quiz, you can download food and drink offers. So all of this helps engage and interact, interactivity between the person in the pub and the landlord. So he can drive his marketplace, he's getting the user data. So with that user data, you can then say there's this coming up, there's a quiz night coming up, or there's this food promotion on Friday night, and he can drive his marketplace.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Because I mean, this is technology right at the cutting edge, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you mentioned sector changing, and it is sector changing.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Candi TV. We've seen them, haven't we, on the shirts? Cycles. Just tell us your involvement there.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, my family are all cycling mad, so. we had an opportunity 2 or 3 years ago to get involved and to sponsor the team. And if you look at budgets to sponsor football or a lot of the major sports and to get the coverage, cycling was just the way for us, because it's on such a growth curve at the moment, especially with Sky's involvement in the sport. It's just going through the roof, and for us to reach such a national and international marketplace through Eurosport and all the coverage that goes on Sky nowadays, our name's plastered all over shirts, so when they're doing interviews, it's everywhere. We've got great brand coverage now, so going into meetings with clients all over the country, you ask them if they've heard of Candi TV now, and it's quite surprising the number of people that have, just on the back of the branding we've done through our cycle involvement.
Good and encouraging to see events like this in Stoke-on-Trent though. We've got 700 people, 100 businesses. It's exciting, isn't it? And what sort of reaction have you had today?
Yeah, it's been good. Like I say, it's new for us because most of our events and coverage has been nationally. So this is the first time I've actually even done, I think, an event in Stoke-on-Trent, which is kind of quite strange. I've been brought up here. But it's not traditionally been our marketplace, where all of a sudden with some of our technologies like the mobile apps and the optimised web content, it's any business, whether they're based in Stoke or London or wherever, it doesn't really matter anymore. So it's opened up a whole new wealth of opportunity for us. So it's been useful. I think from our point of view, it's quite generic. It might be better for us to be something that's quite specific towards a particular industry, but equally it has, again, just helped our brand awareness in the local area, and who knows what might come as a result, once we've got away from today.
And important really that the Chamber carries on with this event in years to come, because if we need a network, never more so than now.
Absolutely. It's great to see so many local businesses here. Great to see so many entrepreneurs here as well. Given the economic times that we're in, I don't think some of the government's policies are going to help with the VAT changes and various other things that are coming in the new year. So great to see that people are still pushing on and striving to push the businesses forward.